Welcome back, everyone, to the Remedify Coaching Program podcast. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into something that I think is super important for anyone in the online business world, and that is recurring affiliate programs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is something that we were talking about a little bit off air, but really came to light from some of the information that you shared with us from Empire Flippers.
Right.
And I think it's something that, if you're looking to really kind of, create consistent revenue streams versus just these kind of one-off, commissions,
Yeah.
It's definitely something to pay attention to.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the core things here that we need to emphasize is the difference between kind of like that one-time, commission or revenue stream versus like something that is much more stable and sustainable.
Right.
And I think that's one of the beauties and the things that are so exciting about recurring affiliate programs is that, we're not constantly hustling for those like, one-time sales or getting those quick wins, but, we're actually building something that can generate revenue month after month after month from that same initial customer.
Yeah, it's really about, moving beyond the kind of transactional and building an asset, right?
Exactly.
That's really what it comes down to.
Building an asset that continues to pay you.
Right. And so, for someone like, our listeners who are really focused on gaining knowledge quickly and thoroughly and really understanding these business models, I think this is like a cornerstone concept to explore.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really about understanding that shift in mindset from, going from I need to constantly find new customers versus like I just need to find good customers and then they will continue to generate that revenue for me over time.
Right. It's like a fundamental shift in how you view the business. Right. So let's unpack this a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So the core idea here is that with a recurring affiliate program, instead of getting, paid once when someone buys something through your link,
Right.
you actually keep earning as long as that customer remains a subscriber to whatever product or service that is.
Right.
So it's really about, creating that long-term income flow.
And I think, to kind of reiterate that point, like it's so much more about like the predictability of the revenue that you can generate.
Right.
Because like, if you think about like the effort and the energy that goes into consistently finding new customers for like, one-off purchases, it can be extremely draining and, it's not the most effective way to build a business.
Yeah, it's the constant hustle.
Right.
That never ends.
Whereas, if you have a good recurring affiliate program that you've partnered with and you're seeing success with, it's like you're leveraging that loyalty of those initial referrals to then build something much more stable and sustainable.
Right. And so where do we even begin with this?
Yeah.
Right? Like, where do we begin to explore like the landscape of these recurring programs? Because the information that you shared with us covers like a ton of different industries.
It does. It really does. And I think a good starting point and something that's pretty foundational and essential for almost any online business is web hosting.
Okay. Yeah.
And what's interesting about the insights from Empire Flippers is that they highlight a really crucial element of web hosting, and that is that once someone, sets up their website with a hosting provider, they tend to be very reluctant to switch.
Yeah.
Because the process of migrating a website can be quite time-consuming and it's a little bit technical.
Oh, yeah. There can be downtime and all sorts of things.
Yeah. Exactly. It can be a nightmare.
Yeah. Nobody wants to deal with that.
So there's a really, really strong inherent stickiness to web hosting customers.
Makes sense.
Which makes it extremely valuable for recurring affiliate programs.
Right. Because once you get them in there, they're likely to stay.
They're going to stay.
Yeah. Okay. So what are some of the specific web hosting companies that are kind of offering these recurring commissions and really like, taking advantage of that?
So there's actually quite a few and they all have kind of different structures, which is really interesting. So one example is Liquid Web.
Okay.
They offer up to $1,500 per sale.
Wow. That's significant.
It's a pretty big number, and that can be a really great way to see a quicker return on your investment when you're promoting a program like that.
Yeah, that's like a nice little chunk of change right there.
It is.
Okay, what else?
So another one is Rose Hosting.
Okay.
And they have a 50% commission for the first month.
Wow.
Which, again, is really nice.
Yeah, get you started.
Exactly. It gives you that initial boost. And then they also have 10% recurring commissions after that first month. And they even offer potential bonuses on top of that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, starting off with 50%, that's definitely going to grab someone's attention.
It will for sure. And, it's a good way to kind of, incentivize people to to promote your program.
Right, to really put some effort into it.
Exactly.
Okay, so what other models are we seeing in this space?
So another one is Beyond Hosting, and they offer a more straightforward 40% recurring commission.
No.
And, that's a little bit different from Rose Hosting, where it's like, a big upfront payment and then a smaller recurring. This is just like a consistent 40%.
Okay.
So, it really depends on what you're looking for as an affiliate.
Right.
If you're looking for that like quick, upfront cash, then maybe Rose Hosting is a better option. But if you're looking for something that's just going to be like a steady, reliable income stream, then, Beyond Hosting might be a better fit.
Makes sense.
Then there's also Kinsta WordPress Hosting, and they offer up to $500 initially, but then they also have a 10% recurring commission.
Okay, so it's a kind of a hybrid approach.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Okay, interesting.
And then Cloudways is another one, and they actually give you a choice.
Okay.
So they offer up to $125 per sale, or you can choose to take a $30 upfront payment and then get a 7% monthly recurring commission per customer.
Okay, so you can kind of choose your own adventure there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what fits your needs and your goals better.
That's cool. That's actually a really nice option to have.
It is.
To be able to choose, like, do I want more upfront or do I want to, build that long-term recurring?
And I think, it speaks to the different needs of affiliates. Some affiliates are much more focused on that like rapid growth, and they need those bigger upfront payments to reinvest in their business, whereas other affiliates might be a little bit more, focused on the long game, and they're happy to take that smaller recurring revenue and just kind of, let it build over time.
And it might also speak to the company's own, expectations for customer retention, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if they're offering a really high upfront commission, it might be that they're not expecting the lifetime value of that customer to be as high.
Right. And, it also kind of gives you some insight into their own internal metrics. Like,
Right.
what are they seeing in terms of churn?
Right. How long are people staying?
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay. So we've talked about web hosting. What's another area where we see these recurring programs popping up?
Well, building on the kind of infrastructure of a website, once you have your website set up, you need tools to manage your business.
Right.
And that's where we get into the world of CRMs and automation platforms.
Right. CRMs, customer relationship management systems.
Right.
And all the tools that help automate these really crucial business tasks.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the information we were looking at really emphasized how important these are for managing and nurturing customer relationships, particularly when it comes to sales prospecting and forecasting.
Yeah. What's interesting about these tools is that they tend to be very deeply ingrained in a company's operations.
Right.
So like once a business integrates a CRM to manage their contacts and their sales pipeline, or, they're relying on automation to streamline their marketing and their customer service, the thought of switching to a different platform is often really, really daunting.
Yeah, it's a huge undertaking.
It is. It is.
To migrate all of that.
Especially if you've been using it for a while and you have, years of data and, all of your processes are built around that particular platform. It's not something that people take lightly.
Right. So that leads to some pretty strong user retention.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Which is, as we've talked about, like a key ingredient for these successful recurring affiliate programs.
For sure.
Okay, so who are some of the key players in this space that are offering these recurring affiliate opportunities?
So ActiveCampaign is a big one, and they offer a recurring commission that ranges from 20% to 30%.
Okay.
And that depends on the affiliate's performance. So the more sales you drive, the higher your commission rate.
Okay, so there's an incentive to really, go out there and promote it.
Exactly.
Okay, what else?
So Jotform is another one, and they're primarily known for their form building capabilities, but they also have a lot of really cool automation features.
Okay, cool.
And they offer a 30% monthly recurring commission.
Okay, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Pipedrive is another popular CRM, and they're very focused on sales, and they offer a 35% recurring commission.
Okay, that's even better.
Yeah, it's a pretty competitive rate.
Right.
And then you have Hubstaff, which offers time tracking and workforce management solutions.
Okay.
And they have a 30% recurring commission. Okay.
And then Wishpond, which is a marketing automation platform, also offers a 30% recurring commission.
So, it's really interesting to see that, like, these tools are so central to how businesses operate.
They are.
It's not just like, some little side thing. It's
Really?
like
Yeah.
these are the core, processes that keep a business running.
Right, and that's why the retention rates tend to be so high.
Right.
Because it's not something that businesses can just easily switch away from.
Right. They're deeply invested.
Exactly.
So it really does seem like there's, a lot of potential for stable long-term income as an affiliate in this space.
Yeah, for sure. And, if you think about it, like the more mission critical a tool is for a business,
Right.
the less likely they are to cancel their subscription,
Right.
which means that you as the affiliate are going to continue to earn those commissions for a longer period of time.
It's a good way to look at it.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about another really important part of, the digital marketing world, and that is email marketing.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Email marketing. It's interesting because it's one of those channels that's been around for so long,
Forever.
but it's still so effective.
Super effective.
And, the insights that we were looking at, they highlighted that some businesses are even built entirely around their email lists,
Yeah.
which is pretty incredible when you think about it.
It is.
Like, that's their primary driver of traffic and revenue.
Yeah.
So it just speaks to the power of email marketing.
Right. And these platforms that, we often refer to as email autoresponders, right?
Right.
They often have free trials,
They do, which is great.
which is like a huge advantage when you're promoting them.
Absolutely, because it lowers the barrier to entry for potential customers.
Right.
They can sign up for a free trial, they can kick the tires, they can see if they like it, and they don't have to commit any money up front.
And it gives you, as the affiliate, something to really push, right?
So try it for free for 30 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, the other thing that's really interesting about email marketing is that the churn rate tends to be quite low.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, because once a business builds their email list and they've integrated that email marketing platform into their overall strategy, migrating to a different platform and having to reconfigure all of their automation sequences and everything, it's a huge undertaking.
Yeah, it's a big pain.
It is.
Yeah, okay. So what are some of the email marketing platforms that have particularly attractive recurring affiliate programs?
So Allweber is one, and they offer a free 30-day trial and a 30% monthly recurring commission.
Oh, cool.
ConvertKit is another popular one, and they offer a 14-day free trial, but they also have a 30% monthly recurring commission.
Okay.
GetResponse has a free 30-day trial and a 33% monthly recurring commission.
Okay, a little bit better.
Yeah, a little bit higher. And then MailTag, which is maybe a little less known,
Okay.
they have a 50% recurring commission,
Wow.
which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah.
number. It is.
Okay, so it seems like there's a lot of different options here. And this combination of the free trial and then the recurring commission really seems like a powerful model.
Yeah, I think it is. And, it's a win-win for both the customer and the affiliate,
Right.
because the customer gets to experience the value firsthand before they commit any money.
Right.
And you, as the affiliate, have a much greater chance of earning that consistent income over time.
Yeah, it's a really good model.
It is.
Okay, so let's move on to another really big area of, online business, and that is e-commerce.
Yes, e-commerce is booming.
It is.
It's an incredibly exciting space to be in right now.
Yeah, and the information that we looked at,
Mm-hmm.
really highlighted the significant growth that we're seeing in online stores.
Right.
And, more and more entrepreneurs are setting up shop online.
Yeah, and it's becoming so much easier to do so.
Right?
You don't need to be a tech wizard anymore to set up an online store.
Right. There's so many tools and platforms available.
Exactly. And a lot of the affiliate programs that we're seeing in this space are really catering to those who are looking to establish an e-commerce presence without needing, extensive programming knowledge.
Right. So you don't have to know how to code.
You don't have to know how to code.
That's great.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So what are some of the e-commerce platforms that are leading the way with these recurring affiliate opportunities?
So Shopify, which is a major player in the space,
Yeah.
they offer a 20% recurring commission, or you can actually earn up to $2,000 per sale,
Wow.
depending on the plan that the customer chooses.
Okay. So there's some options there.
Yeah, there's a bit of flexibility.
Okay.
And then Sampart and Debutify both offer a 40% recurring commission.
Okay. That's pretty generous.
It is.
All right.
And then PayHip is another one, and they offer a 50% recurring commission,
Okay.
which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's huge.
It is.
So,
yeah.
so again, we're seeing kind of different structures here,
Yeah.
and it probably reflects, the different pricing models of these platforms, right?
It does, and also the different types of businesses that they're targeting.
Right.
Some platforms are more geared towards like, smaller businesses or, solopreneurs,
Right. Yeah.
whereas others are more geared towards like larger enterprises.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
but the information that we've been looking at goes so far beyond just these few categories.
It does.
It really covers like a huge range of other industries that have these recurring affiliate programs.
It's really quite remarkable how widespread this model has become.
It is. Yeah, it was kind of surprising to me to see just how many different niches have embraced this model
Yeah.
as a way to kind of, incentivize these long-term partnerships.
And I think it speaks to the power of the model.
Right.
It's a win-win for both the company and the affiliate.
Right.
The company gets to, acquire customers at a lower cost.
Right.
And the affiliate gets to earn that recurring revenue.
Right, so everybody's happy.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, so let's just touch on a few other notable categories just
Yeah.
to give people a sense of, the breadth of what's out there.
Okay, yeah.
So we saw VPNs,
Right.
which are, becoming increasingly important
Oh, sure.
for online privacy and security.
Yeah, especially with all the data breaches and online security threats that are out there.
Right.
It's more important than ever to protect your privacy online.
Right, and some of the big names in this space, like NordVPN and PureVPN,
Yeah.
they're offering these recurring commissions.
They are, and it's a really big market because over 31% of internet users are now using VPNs.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, huge potential.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
So we also saw landing page creation tools like ClickFunnels and lead pages,
Right.
which are, essential for any online business that's focused on lead generation and conversions.
Yeah, you got to have a landing page.
You got to have a landing page.
Right.
And these tools are becoming increasingly sophisticated.
Yeah.
They have all sorts of cool features and integrations.
Yeah, so much more than just a simple page.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
So, of course, WordPress.
Right. The 800-pound gorilla.
Right. It powers like a third of the internet or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And there's a whole ecosystem of themes and plugins for WordPress.
Right.
And many of those developers offer subscription-based access to their products.
Right.
So companies like Thrive Themes and Elegant Themes,
Yeah.
they have recurring affiliate programs.
Right, because you pay for those monthly or yearly.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and then we also saw customer support solutions.
Okay.
Like live chat and chatbots,
Right.
which are becoming increasingly popular.
Yeah, people want that instant gratification.
Do they want to be able to get their questions answered immediately?
Yeah, nobody wants to wait for an email anymore.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And companies like GivoChat and Collect.chat,
Okay.
they have recurring affiliate structures.
And then social media management tools are another big one.
Right.
With billions of people using social media.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And companies like Crowdfire and Agorapulse,
Okay.
they offer recurring earning opportunities for affiliates.
All right. And then design and graphics platforms.
Yeah.
Like Design Pickle and Snappa.
Yeah. Those are great tools for people who don't have, design skills themselves.
Right.
But they need high quality graphics for their business.
Right.
And then SEO tools.
Oh, yeah. You got to have those.
It's essential.
Yeah.
Like SEMrush and SpyFu.
Yeah.
They have recurring affiliate programs.
Okay. And then the online learning industry is just exploding right now.
It is. It's huge.
With platforms like Teachable and Thinkific,
Right.
which are, making it so easy for people to create and sell online courses.
And those platforms often have very high retention rates.
Right, because people sign up for a course and then they might stay on that platform for months or even years.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of potential there for recurring income.
Yeah.
For sure. It's really amazing to see just how many different types of businesses are embracing this model.
It is. It's really quite impressive.
Yeah, it seems like if there's a product or service out there that operates on a subscription basis or, an ongoing membership basis,
Right.
there's a good chance that they have a recurring affiliate program in place.
I would say so.
Yeah.
And the list goes on and on.
It does.
We saw payment processors, time tracking software, all sorts of marketing tools, cloud storage providers, webinar platforms, recruitment services,
Yeah.
and then even categories like sports podcasts themselves that make money online, niche project management software, cryptocurrency platforms, finance tools, supplements, fundraising platforms, food and beverages, real estate services, travel platforms, educational resources, and even beauty subscription boxes.
Yeah, it's like everything.
It's almost everything.
Yeah, so it really does span like pretty much every imaginable industry.
It does.
It's pretty wild.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of specific examples, but let's kind of zoom out a little bit
Yeah.
and talk about some of the key takeaways and considerations that we've gleaned from this information.
Okay. Yeah.
So one of the most important points I think to emphasize is that these recurring affiliate programs really offer the potential for a significant improvement in passive income generation over the long term.
Absolutely.
When you compare it to traditional one-time commission structures,
Right.
it might take a little bit more time and effort up front to kind of build up that base of referred customers.
Right.
But the consistent nature of these programs, it can lead to significantly greater overall profitability.
It's all about playing the long game.
Right.
And, if you're patient and you're consistent with your efforts, it can really pay off in the long run.
Yeah. It's about building that sustainable income stream.
Exactly.
Right. Versus just chasing those individual sales. But, the information also rightly pointed out that the ongoing success of these programs is heavily reliant on the reputation and the continued quality and performance of the companies and services that you're promoting as an affiliate.
Right. That's a really important point because you're essentially putting your own reputation on the line
Right.
when you recommend a product or service to your audience.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that you're only promoting products and services that you believe in and that you trust.
Right.
Because if the quality of service declines or if the company's reputation suffers for any reason,
Right.
you're likely to see an increase in customer cancellations.
Right. People are going to churn.
Exactly.
And that's going to impact your bottom line.
It will.
Yeah. So do your due diligence.
Absolutely.
Really vet these programs carefully.
Yeah, don't just jump into the first program that you see that offers a high commission rate.
Right.
Really take the time to research the company, to look at their track record, to see what other people are saying about them, and make sure that it's a good fit for you and your audience.
Yeah, and the information we looked at, it also talked about different types of recurring affiliate programs.
It did.
Oh,
It mentioned residual or lifetime recurring programs
Right.
where you continue to earn commissions for as long as the referred customer remains a paying subscriber.
right.
It also mentioned recurring referral programs, which are a little bit less common,
Okay.
but they can be quite lucrative.
Right.
And those programs typically involve earning commissions on customers that are referred by your initial referrals.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's like a second level.
Yeah, it's like a second tier of commissions.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So, you refer someone and then they refer someone else.
Right.
And you get a commission on that second referral as well.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh.
nice little bonus.
Okay, so really the goal with all of these models is to build a stream of recurring passive income,
Exactly.
right? That's the ultimate goal.
And, that's the beauty of affiliate marketing.
Right.
You can build a business that generates income even while you sleep.
Right.
You don't have to trade your time for money.
Yeah, it's the dream.
It is.
That this has been a fantastic deep dive.
It has.
Really appreciate you sharing all of this information with us.
Of course. Happy to do it.
It's really opened my eyes to the sheer breadth of opportunities that are out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential here.
There is.
And I think it's a really exciting time to be involved in affiliate marketing.
Yeah, it's definitely a model whose time has come.
It has.
So, for anyone who's listening who's, intrigued by all of this and wants to kind of explore these opportunities further,
Yep.
we really encourage you to check out https://kk2020.store.
That's a great resource.
Yeah, they have a ton of information there
They do.
about different recurring affiliate programs.
Right.
Different niches, different commission structures.
You can really kind of go down the rabbit hole and find some really interesting programs.
Yeah, so definitely worth checking out.
For sure.
And I think, this deep dive has really just scratched the surface.
Yeah, we've only just begun to explore this topic.
Right.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's given our listeners a good understanding of the core concepts.
Right. And, the potential for building a more predictable and consistent income stream is really significant.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
It is.
So, we encourage everyone to investigate further
Absolutely.
and to see how this model can fit into their own online business strategy.
For sure.
So, once again, we really encourage you to check out https://kk2020.store for more information.
It's a great resource.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us for this deep dive on the Remetify Coaching Program podcast.
Thanks for having me.